Andy, we're here talking about another good performance, but no points to show at the end of it. How do you feel after that?
I think you just said exactly what we've just said in there. We're talking about another performance with control of the ball, with domination of the ball, getting to really good areas of the pitch, number of shots, good possession. But we need to be more resilient as a group. We have to demand more of each other as a group, because we did a lot of preparation coming to games in terms of how we thought that they could hurt us, and it would probably be a direct ball, a counter-attack, how the game panned out, how they tried to defend, and from a set play. And we're going 1-0 down at half-time, and we re-emphasise that point that their next goal, looking at how they played first half, was going to be from one of those reasons, and we get punished 3 minutes into the second half, which is really disappointing. I thought the reaction was good. We continued to dominate the ball, and we created opportunities from set plays. Had a number of shots blocked, worked their keeper. But at the end of the day is that we've lost another game, and it's been a very similar game to what we've had previously over this run of games, where it's been a lot of things that we're pleased with, but ultimately, as I said to players yesterday and Thursday and pre-game, that this game is about winning.
It almost seems like it's the same thing every week, isn't it? Because, like you said, you start well in games. You had a goal disallowed for an offside today as well. Is it just about cutting edge? Is it just about that, or is there far more than that you need to address?
I think there's obviously a number of things, and a number of things have just been aired within the dressing room from both staff and players, and we've had a really good, honest discussion about where we are and demanding more of each other, individually and collectively. And are you playing to the level that you need to play at to stay in this team? Now, we've gone through a period of time where we've had a number of injuries. Those injuries now are starting to clear up and come back, so the competition for places will increase, and if your performance level isn't good enough, you won't be in the team, you won't be in the squad, and other players will take advantage of their good form, your poor form, and we then have to wrestle this losing habit that we're currently in. I don't think personally it's indicative of performances, but we're losing games.
Was it just maybe as much about the defending today as it was in front of goal as well? Because the two goals, I'm sure you would have been disappointed with.
Particularly the second one, because they defended with a centre forward around Ollie, so that they went 5-4-1 in reality. And we spoke at half time about when our wide centre backs are attacking down one side, that the other one has to come in. We have to make it 2v1. There's too many times the ball went into their 9 in the first half, and he either got a free kick or he then set someone else back, and that was how they're going to score, or from a set play. So to concede after 3 minutes of that exact situation is really disappointing. But I thought the reaction to going 2-0 behind was good. We continued to dominate the ball. We had a number of opportunities. But as you just said there, it almost feels like, and as I just said to the staff there, I'm going to go out now and say to the press probably the same thing that I've had to say over the last few weeks. And I'm getting bored of that message, I've got to be honest, because we've got to do something about it.
Overall, Ben Garrity gets you another goal, but you can't keep relying on him, can you? He does come up at the right time, though, to get you goals. If not for him, it would be much worse.
Well, he showed a bravery in the box to go and get his head on the ball. Are enough people doing that? When we get the ball wide, is there sufficient quality going in the box? I think there was today. Are we arriving in the box? Are we making good runs in the box? Are we showing that desire not only to score goals in their 18-yard box? Are we showing that same desire to stop the ball going in our net? And all 11 players on the pitch have got a collective responsibility for that, to start to create goals for us, whether that starts with Connor, but also then to defend from the front. And at this moment in time, our performance levels are exactly what you see in most weeks. Domination of the ball, possession, looking really nice and really pleasing on the eye. But as I say, this game's about winning, and we're not winning enough games of football, and you continue to do that, and then you find yourself dropping down the table like we are.
You kept Funzo in defence to start with, but then moved him back up into midfield to put Jesse back in there, and got an hour out of Alex Iacovitti as well. So there's more options for you to do different things in there now.
Yeah, listen, Alex returned to the full group on Monday, and I think he gives us balance down that left-hand side, which we've lacked all this period of time. So we went straight back in, and the plan was always to play 60 minutes with him. And looking at how we're trying to play the game and the control we're trying to get with, I think Funz has given us that, as Lowy has done in the previous game. So that was the reason behind that. And then we obviously have to think about then Funz is on a yellow card and playing in that deeper position. You're always running the risk then of obviously another counter attack. So we moved him forward one, and then we obviously moved him forward again when he'd had a couple of warnings from the referee. So Ollie moved back and played as a 6. But listen, they're small details within the game. But we walk away from here having beaten 2-1, and we'll look back at the game and think, yeah, that was okay. But the game is about winning, and we're not winning enough games of football.
I know, don't expect you to give the details, but there's been some home truths in there after that, given that not just this result, but the sequence that you're on amongst the players and amongst the staff as well. We
always have honest conversation. I think that's a fundamental thing of mine, that when I took over, I said I was always going to look them in the eye and give them honest conversation and honest feedback. Now they can take that in two ways. They can either say I'm being really harsh on them, but I'm just telling the truth for their own benefit. I want the best for every single one of them in that dressing room. I want them to become the players that I think they can be, and they're not going to achieve that if I don't give them the truth. Now, how I deliver that is up to me, and me getting that right, and them then taking that on board. But it wasn't only me who was speaking in there; it's the players speaking as well. But I would want more of that demands in the 90 minutes of the game rather than coming after the match. You've got to influence people out there, whether you're a young player or a senior player. We've got to collectively demand more of each other.
And lastly, I know you've always said you take the emotion out of it, but how do you feel at this moment in time? Because like you said, you've come out here and you've had to give a similar interview to what you've done before. How are you feeling at the minute? Are you frustrated?
Of course I am. Yeah, of course I'm not. I don't want to stood here, Phil, after every game telling you the same message. I'm manager of this football club, and I have to take responsibility for the current run of results. Of course I do. Am I frustrated? Of course I am. Am I still coming out here after that result? Yeah, we've got beat 2-1. Am I still happy with certain aspects? Of course I am. But for me to over-emphasise that when we've got beat is difficult, let's say.